Call in by clicking the link in the stream's description. The professor wants to hear from you.
Beginnings on the cusp. Not too old to adjust. Old dog, new tricks. Remember, I was just a pup. Something dirty in my cup. Clean soul, good car.
Isn't it lovely? I ain't looking back, I'm focused on what's in front of me. Everybody dates a number, but I'm still here luckily. I know that God got me, so I'm in good company. Isn't it lovely?
Welcome, and thank you for joining me today. I am Professor Bear, and this is a Bear's Thought. And today, our show is sponsored by two of my favorite things in this world. First, I have to give a major shout out to Tag Team Comics and Collectibles. Now, like if you're anything like me, as a kid, I was big into wrestling, so that meant I had to have action figures. Of course, I did. I had a lot of y'all are not going to understand this reference, but I had an AWA ring. Look it up if you don't know what AWA is. Anyway, I was so entranced with everything that I made a promotion. I did the whole kick and caboodle. So as I got older, I actually worked at Toys R Us. Again, look it up if you don't know what I'm talking about. And I used to get all the figures, got them, kept them, loved them. But getting older and stuff, I just need room, you just have so much stuff. So I was going through my garage, and lo and behold, I found my original ECW collection. Man, I was gonna hang on to them, but in this day and age, man, times are hard. You need money. So I want to sell them, but I want to get a fair price. And man, in my area of East Tennessee, I found Tag Team Toys and Collectible in Clinton, Tennessee. And when I tell you they have everything, they have action figures, they have accessories, they got title belts, they have VCR tapes. Yes, VCR tapes. You are going to have to do a lot of Googling to follow me, but do it. It's worth it. They have DVDs. They have anything that you want for wrestling. They are great. Plus, they have all other different type of collectibles. They got trading cards. They have comic books. They have it all. I'm telling you, you see that QR code right in my left-hand corner? You need to check it out. It will send you to their link on Facebook. Check them out. They're just amazing. And also, got to give a good shout out to Chops Card and Collectibles. Again, as a kid, I had collected my baseball card, football cards, basketball cards, wrestling. If it was a card, I had it. And man, I had a goal in life. I was going to get me a card. I was going to do something and make sure I had my own card. But then I realized I'm not athletic. So, but lo and behold, Chops Cards will make your own professional trading cards, guys. I'm telling you, they are amazing. I am working on getting my personal Professor Bear cards, and you cannot beat this deal. 18 cards of your design for $50. Man, where can you beat that? Plus, I'm going to get you 15% off of that. You put in the code BEAR15, bam. Man, that's just a win-win. That is Chops Cards and Print on Demands, your number one for personalized trading cards. Now, as I always say, and this is no BS, all my guests are special. I've had so many different guests, from the famous WWE to referees, from uh, photographers, just so many different people. So these guys, we happen to just hook up out the blue, and I love their energy. And I was like, man, you know what? I got to get them on the tell, because in a lot of ways they remind me of me, and just the collectibles and how they do wrestling. And off camera, we were talking about Survivor Series, and it split the same way I had it in my mind. So it was funny to me. But again, these guys are really good. Brothers, how are y'all doing today?
We're doing good.
Doing awesome, man. I'm going to go check out Tag Team Toys and Collectibles after I get off here, as you can see.
Man, I'm telling you, they even have individual title belts. That's one thing that really tripped me out, because if I was still collecting like I was like, oh, hell, I'm going to get all of them. I was like, no.
It was a Remco, wasn't
it?
Remco ring was what the AWA one was.
Yes.
Yep.
And a matter of fact, I still have one.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, that was well before my time.
Those things are awesome to find, man.
Yeah.
Doing great. We appreciate you having us on, and
Thank you.
especially appreciate the awesome introduction.
Oh, man, anytime. And it's the truth. So, as I always ask any guys and girls that I have on the show, how did y'all start becoming wrestling fans?
I'll take it first. I'm 42 years old, so I'm the older side of this age gap that we have. But I was a Hulkamaniac as a kid, obviously. That was like the biggest thing in the world, man. Everything was Hulk Hogan. Same thing like you said. You know, I had figures, and I had hats, and I had a watch and a toothbrush. And if it wasn't Hulk Hogan, I didn't want it, man. And so it kind of bled into that. And then as you get older, being a teenager right in about 98, 99, man, with what they had in the Attitude Era, there wasn't nothing better to a 16-year-old boy, you know? Like, everything was attitude, and there was girls everywhere. And so it just progressed from there, and it's just gone on to now where it's just my escape, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And then me, I'm 31, so I got into it, I want to say probably around the Attitude Era. And that was my big introduction, was Austin 316 and all that. And I grew up a huge, huge Jeff Hardy fan. And that still grew, and still a big Jeff Hardy fan. And I ended up becoming a CM Punk fan. It grew into going to events, and I've taken my wife to a few of her first wrestling events, and went and got to see like my first PLE and do all that. So it was big into that, but I was big into the action figures and the rings. And I would always have my own little like action figure federation, and then do the video games on top of it. And now it grew into like his collection here, but I got my own at my house, where it's a video game collection of all the wrestling video games, even the odd and end ones. So
Funny you should say that. Now, you can't really see in the back of me, but I have all the damn video game systems. And I just switched I call this my bear cave. I just switched it around, and in the old shot, you can see my collection of games. So have I went back trying to find every wrestling game possible, and I'm telling you, I have the original WrestleMania for Nintendo.
Yeah.
The original WCW the only NWA game with the Road Warriors on it.
Yep.
I got the SmackDowns, the Raws. Man, I've been just I've gotten to the point where now I'm trying to get the Japanese wrestling game.
Yes, like the SmackDown versus Raw Japanese versions and like
Yes.
that. Yep.
New Japan. I got a bunch of New Japan wrestling games.
Yep.
Oh man, it's just it is so crazy when you decide to do that. Now, for me, I knew it was a lot of games, but I was like, well, hell, I got a lot of these, so it ain't gonna be bad. Oh no, I did not realize how bad Japan loves the wrestling.
Oh yeah.
It just bugged me out on how many different games that they have, and trying to get it is crazy.
So yeah, it was like the video game time, and when that was getting big, Ruthless Aggression era and all that, and grew up with all that. And unfortunately, the PG era was my teenage years. So
yeah, we had far different teenage years. I can tell you
we
that.
really did. He had the Attitude era. I had the PG era. So
what made y'all decide? You know what? We should do a podcast.
Well, the fandom kind of turned into it was what we talked about all the time.
yeah.
So, we'd talk wrestling like most wrestling and MMA, like most people would talk football or most people would talk baseball or basketball. And I think it was your wife at one point who had finally, she's like, you guys should just have your own podcast. And this was like, I think a year ago. And finally it was like, yeah, we should do that. And we'd said it several times. And then one day I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to dump a ton of money here, but we're going to do something small. We're going to try it, and we're going to have fun with it. And if it turned into something, it turned into something. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But it's a chance to just sit down and talk wrestling. And that's fun to me.
Yeah.
So,
And it's cool to be able to hang out and just do what we've always done, grow up talking wrestling and just talk stories about, hey, we learned this story about this guy or this guy, and just, oh, hey, do you remember this time? And like we even talk about it quite a bit on our show. So there's some stories where I'll deep dive and I'll come up with some facts about maybe a pay-per-view that we're trying to cover. It's something that we just always been passionate about and always talked about with wrestling and MMA, to where we were finally just, let's put something down and actually make it something.
Right. When y'all started and everything, did you think it would hit right away, or what were your expectations with it?
So, all right, when we started, we were starting off with really shoddy equipment. So we were recording off using my phone for Bluetooth off an iPad, and we had really bad sound quality. We had a really bad studio software that we were using. I was trying to do my best to do the editing for it, and every time something would come out, I'd just be like, this sounds good, but it doesn't sound as good as I wish it really could. And then I'd start hearing the defects of it. I'm like, oh. So then it finally got to the point of, you know what? We're having fun with this no matter what. We're going to keep it going. So we started upgrading our equipment, and now it's actually starting to get a little bit better. I don't know if it's going to blow up as big as we would hope it would. It's starting to catch a little bit of footwork. So, I mean, we're happy with that. I don't know if you have anything you'd like to add.
well, I think the expectation was just, let's see what we got. And if it gains some kind of following, we'll go from there. And then once we kind of did get some feedback from people, it was kind of easier, as everybody kind of knows. Once you get feedback, it's really easy to go, okay, this worked, this really didn't. Let's kind of tweak that. So you go back, I've went back and listened. It took me a while. I'm like, I'm not going to listen to nothing we do. Like, I was there. I know what I said. And now I go back and listen to it and I go, okay, I don't remember saying that. So that happens quite a bit. But I even can hear the progression as you go, okay, you kind of figured what worked here and what didn't. You kind of figured where there was some pauses, where there wasn't. And so now I think the expectation is, okay, maybe now we do need to see what we can actually do with it.
Right. And that's a good attitude to have. I'm one of those people that I hate hearing my voice. I hate it. People tell me all the time, oh, you got a great voice. No, I don't. Stop. You ain't got to lie. I mean, really, I know how to sound. You ain't got to lie. So it's rare that I go back to listen. But when I do, I try to once I can get over the cringe of my voice, then like you all, I listen like, well, damn, I didn't remember saying that.
Yeah.
Man, I forgot that part. Oh, that would have been so much better.
Yep.
So, what is the big thing that y'all get out of doing your podcast?
I enjoy the debate side of it. That's really if I can get a couple people in a room, 3-4 people in a room, and we're talking about something we're all interested in, and everybody's got that opinion, a healthy debate on it's fun. You know, what's your point of view on this? Hey, why? Okay, that's pretty cool. You can learn stuff about everything. And in a business that's as old as pro wrestling is, there's a lot to learn. So having those debates, and especially the cool thing about our debates we have or discussions we have, is the 10-year age gap. It's one kind of fan and another kind of fan, and one style of work and another style of work. So it's kind of, to me, I have fun with that. Here's what we were thinking back here. Here's what you were thinking here, and vice versa. So
I gotta agree. It's the debates. I mean, because I'm still gonna go out on my show. We did a show about the invasion, and I was a fan of the invasion angle. I was. It lacked stars. He wasn't a fan. I thought it worked, but I thought it could have been worked way better. But I also thought it was still entertaining just watching it back as a wrestling fan.
Right.
Getting what we could have gotten. And so, I mean, getting to do that, and then also just to sit down in the camaraderie of it, getting a deep dive and then talk about a pay-per-view that we covered, talk about an old Royal Rumble or something and sit down. One of our first show was SummerSlam 1990. And we sat and talked about that for 2 hours. And it was just a fun conversation, and it didn't even feel like we were doing a show.
No.
It's pretty much feeling like we're just having a normal, fun conversation. And that's what I really enjoy out of it.
That's one of the things that I enjoy too, is having a conversation. And when I know automatically if a show is going to be good or not is if I can get lost in the conversation.
Yep.
If I'm lost, I look up, it's an hour. It's like, oh, what?
Right.
Wow. Okay, that's great. The ones that just drag on and I keep looking at the clock, it's like, oh. It's like, man, please. And
I just want it to be done.
Yeah. For me, one of the things I enjoy, because it seems like every interview, I'm the oldest person in the group. So I'm always throwing history out where someone may not know something, or we're talking about, I'm like, no, you're not right. I actually watched that live. Then I think about that in my head, like, damn, I'm that old. I watched it live. But it's so good to give out history and see people light up and want to go see what you're talking about. And it is such a great thing for me, because I think this is an old saying I heard a long time ago, and I can't remember what wrestler said this, but he said, when you're in wrestling, you leave the business better than you found it. And that's one of my goals every time I do a podcast, is to leave it better than I found it. And
Absolutely.
and I at one point I didn't want to do interviews. I said I was never going to do interviews. I didn't feel like I could carry interviews. But then I got to thinking about it. There's a lot of young guys and girls out there that may not get the opportunity to do a podcast, to work on their skills, and maybe me giving them a chance will help them pick up their skills to one day they may be the world heavyweight champion, and out the blue just say, well, it's because of Professor Burr that I'm as good as I am. Not that I'm looking for that, but just that point.
You give them that courage to, I can work harder at this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so it's like, it's not about me, it's about the wrestling community. So that's why I love doing interviews with up and comers like you all. I mean, hell, I would say myself, but now that I think about it, I've been doing this now for my own show it'll be a year next week.
Awesome.
And,
Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Thank you. And it's went by so fast. Like it, and I can see the progression. And it's so fun now, where I used to hate it. Now I don't even think about it. It's a true life conversation. I'm lucky to meet new people, have fun, and we can talk about our different experiences and stuff.
Yep.
Absolutely. And it's the thing too, where you get a chance to sit down and talk about something and you're passionate about. And obviously the other people you're talking to are passionate about it too. So it's a lot easier to have that discussion and get lost in that conversation. So
exactly.
You guys have an awesome opportunity here for creating a community of people who can actually sit down and go, hey.
And that's what I think we enjoy at WSN, that we're giving people opportunities to do that. And it's one of those things that, again, it's not about us. It's just about the community. We want to have everybody enjoy, grow, build.
Absolutely.
And it's awesome because like we appreciate like WSN helping us promote, like we promote our podcast, let our new episode like drop today on Spotify and iHeart. And then we post that every week when we put that up there. And then like we dropped our little Thanksgiving thing. And it's one of those things to where you guys bring it in like a community, and you guys make it to where everyone who's trying to grow and who is passionate about the same thing is all under the same roof. And it's awesome.
I think so. And one of the things too is that I've learned, that you can be raised in a different, like I'm from the South, I'm born and raised in Knoxville, Tennessee. So my experience with wrestling is different than someone that's been up in the New York area, over in the West Coast. It's just so many different experiences. Of course, the age different make a difference, but like I'm a big WCW guy. It's what I grew up on. So when I look at WWE, I respect it, but it's not the same thing that I grew up on. Yep. AEW is closer to that.
Yep.
For me. So and it's fun looking at people, how they look at things so differently. Like, for example, like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Most people are just Stone Cold Steve Austin fanatics. Me, I prefer Stunning Steve Austin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where he could actually go.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't know about that part of him. And it's like,
Yeah, you're a Stunning Steve guy.
Stunning Steve, the Hollywood Blondes. I mean, when he could work, like you said, he was banged up when he was Stone Cold, and people don't. The entertainment side of it was so much better.
Yeah.
But the overall package of what he wasn't the same. And anything Dangerous Alliance was, man, that was good stuff.
See, and like
I don't know why, but you didn't have the Horsemen at that time, but it felt like you had something it wasn't as good, but it was still good.
Yeah.
You had to have Arn Anderson there because it just felt like it had to be.
See, and you guys are, I know.
So you're going,
Steve. I know Stunning Steve, and like I'm a huge Stunning Steve fan, but still, that was my childhood. Was Austin 316. Austin 316 is still going to be that iconic thing for me, no matter what. And that, like you said, just the difference, like even with us, and no matter what, the age difference, and with everybody in the knowledge, and it's stuff like this too, where everybody gets to share that knowledge.
Yeah, some of the I have never been a Hogan fan. If you ever watch my show, me and Hogan just never liked him as a kid. Even now, God rest his soul, didn't like him. That's just it. But I have the respect of knowing what he did for the business.
Absolutely.
If it wasn't for Hogan, wrestling wouldn't be where it is today.
Yep.
But I know the early start of Hogan too, where it was AWA Hogan.
Yeah.
Where he was Sterling Golden.
And what was it? Terry Boulder.
Yeah,
and there was a
Boulder.
bunch of old ones back there.
That was the one I was just blanking on. I was like, I just remember him.
And if you bring up Hogan, you got to bring up his brother, right? Like Ed Boulder.
Ed Boulder? No, we ain't talking.
Your favorite wrestler, Brutus Beefcake.
Nope, we ain't doing no beefcake here. Nope. Nope.
It kind of became the running gag that he's just not a fan of beefcake. See, I got to bring him up every chance I get.
The one thing I will say about Beefcake, and I won't say anything else.
Please.
No matter what people said about Hogan, how he stabbed everybody in the back, he kept Beefcake close to him up until almost the end.
Yeah. Well, I said at one point too, the amount of guys this guy kept employed at one point is ridiculous. Because there was a lot of guys that just followed him wherever he went.
Yep.
But yeah. Beefcake was definitely one of them. That guy was over for some reason in the 80s and 90s, and I still have no idea why.
I still can't
understand it. I can't explain it, but he was really over.
Not a fan.
The only time I actually liked Beefcake when him and Greg the Hammer Valentine was a tag team.
The Dream Team.
Yes. That was the only time I could stomach him because he was a jerk and it was like, yeah, he's ass.
No, man.
Perfect.
None of it. I couldn't do none of it. Barber, the Booty Man, the Disciple, none of it. None of it.
Booty Man was great, wasn't it?
The Zodiac, nothing.
Oh, good. So do y'all watch check out any indies near y'all?
We don't have a ton of them around here.
No, we're in Iowa. We have only a small few base or indies in Iowa. And they are all like, I want to say a few hours away from us, and we haven't had the opportunity. I actually did go to one indie show. It was my wife's first wrestling show ever that she went to. I took her to an indie show, like, hey, this is going to be your introduction to the business. And so I showed her, and it was Eugene, Nick Dinsmore's promotion out of South Dakota, out of Sioux Falls. And he had one, and it was actually the last time I went to an indie show, but I'm trying to find more around that get closer by. There's a few in like the Des Moines area and everything like that I kind of do want to go check out. So I follow it on like the internet and Facebook and all that. So
that's where I've learned and gave the co-owner of WSN the ideal of wanting to get a bunch of different promotions together, because you can be on the internet forever searching for stuff.
Yep.
it gets so draining at times. But it's funny that you were talking about Nick's promotion because he sold it to a young lady that I had on the show. I want to say it was like 2 to 3 months ago, and
Oh,
and if I don't want to say the name because I know I'm gonna get it wrong. I'm bad with names, and if you're watching, I so apologize, but I'm just truthful. I'm bad with names and companies, and again, I do so much research and diving and stuff, and getting all this ready for the next couple of months. I've There's so much intermingling of names. I just don't know.
everything floods together, right?
Yep, they all just bleed together.
And especially because too, you have so many good wrestlers out there, and they do so many different indie shows. They will be on one, then they're on another. I'm like, didn't I see you some? Yeah, and okay, and it's bad when you get those.
I just saw you last month in Oshkosh. I swore of it.
Exactly. So right now, who are y'all favorite wrestlers? I mean,
Ooh. Now you're throwing us curveballs on this one.
Women's side of it's got to be Tony Storm. I still think what she's doing right now is probably some of the best stuff in the business, if not the best stuff. You can't look away. I mean, it's absolutely the best thing on their show. And I don't know that WWE's got anything even close to it. She'd probably be my top right now.
I'd have to go Rhea. Women's side, I'd have to go Rhea. Mommy all the way.
Funny enough, I thought that I was thinking about it, and I was like, okay, of course, the Tony Storms, the Rhea, the Bianca, the Charlottes, but for me, the whole package, and I hate that people don't get to see her enough, is Athena.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
She has the run she's been on has been just such an amazing run, and just the promo work she's doing and the meaning, it's just been just crazy good. And I love that when her and Tony got together, they just blended in so well.
It was literally just natural. That seemed just natural chemistry. It was
Her
great.
in-ring work, man, she can go.
I was a huge fan of her. I got to see her live in an event in our hometown, and watching her in-ring work just in person, amazing. Like, just amazing in the ring. I've been a fan of her since she stepped foot in as Ember Moon in WWE, and then I just kept with it as Athena ever since. So
I got to see her here in Knoxville, and it was one of the first NXT road tours that they were doing.
I think that was probably the same thing that I was on. Yep.
And the reason why it was a little more special is because Bianca Belair is from Knoxville, and her family were in the building. Me and her cousin, we went to school together and graduated together. But her father went to school with my brothers and sisters. So we know each other real well. And just so happened when I went out to get a drink or something, I ran into him. And me and my brother looked so much alike, most people get us confused. But he knew exactly who I was. So I was like, oh, cool. And we got to talk, and I was like, oh, man, I know you're happy for your daughter. And we just had a great time. But that was the first title match that Bianca got here in Knoxville, and it was Amber Moon. and I just was so amazed with both of them at the time. It's like, oh my God, I'm so glad I got to see you in person. And both of them are just like out of this world.
Yep. Oh yeah. I'd have to say on the men's side, my favorite right now. I mean, Jeff Hardy's still active. Jeff Hardy's still active. So I mean, I got to give it that. CM Punk is definitely up there. Seth Rollins being an Iowa boy, I have to do it. It's a tough one, but I'm gonna give it a 3-way tie on that. As long as Jeff is still around, yep, nope.
All right.
Stick with the fandom on that one, man. I'll tell you what, man. Everything Dom's doing right now is like heat central, and this guy couldn't do anything to make you like him if he tried. Like,
Yeah.
he's not even getting the like, oh, this is cool bad guy stuff. It's still like, oh, Jesus, get this guy off my TV. But that's the reaction he's trying to get.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not like some guys who are getting the reaction, get off my TV, and that's not the reaction they were trying to get, you know? Like, this is what he was going for.
He definitely turned that corner though now.
Yeah.
Where he can make you do whatever he wants. And for as young as he is, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I thought about and every time I think about his first match against Seth, and then now where he is night and freaking day.
Well, it's one of those things they kept saying when he first started, like, oh, he's so good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, he's good for a guy who just started, but he's good now.
Oh yeah.
And you can actually say the way they built that character up and took it to this point, like they did it perfect to where you let him suck in the ring for a little while. And you built the character around. That was kind of what it was. And it allowed him to get better.
Yeah, I gotta ask both of you guys. 5 years from now, do you see Dominic being a world champ?
Oh yeah.
I think so. It'll be, if it doesn't, it'll be because they don't take the character seriously at some point. And that'll be the fear.
I think he will be, and if he's not, it's because he's lost it, and he's going to be a top star. He's definitely going to be a main eventer. And for John Cena to want to work with him, and to put him over, I think that speaks volumes for what he's been doing and how good it's been. I guess it's hard for me not to be a Samoa Joe guy.
Oh, Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe's good.
I love Joe, but I have to say I was shocked that he won the title again.
I said the same thing. I said, I'm kind of surprised we went this way. All right. They kind of play hot potato with that belt a little bit.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's always the big thing when somebody gets the AEW title and then they lose it right away and they're on to the next thing. And now this is the big guy that won it and they shuffle it. And I think
one of the things about AEW that I like, and that I've had discussion with a couple of people about, is they're like, well, they don't have any consistent big guys. I'm like, do you not see who they have? I was like, you have serious main eventers. Of course, Moxley. You got MJF anytime he is deciding to stay and not go to Hollywood.
Right.
You got Will Ospreay. You got Omega. You got Bobby Lashley. You got Shelton Benjamin. You have so many different guys that legitimately could be a world champion. Swerve. And the one thing that I like about it is it's not you. They can fool me, and like I tell anybody, especially for guys like us, as much as we follow the business, we like to be fooled. It's cool that we can tell what's happening.
You want to believe.
Yes,
you want to. You want to suspend belief. That's the whole point of it, right? Like I said earlier, it's the escape. You know, when I'm watching wrestling or I'm doing my show, I'm talking about wrestling or doing this show with you right now, I don't have bills and I don't have a mortgage and I don't have a job and I don't have all that stuff. This is where I'm at. And so, yeah, I want to. And I think the problem is I think they've valued that title as this is the way we legitimize a guy. You can have those guys be main event guys and they don't have to be the champion. Guys like Piper did it for years. Rick Rude was a champion, but he didn't need the belt. Mr. Perfect being one of those guys in the 90s. You had guys that they can be main event guys and they don't have to be the champion. They can still be huge programs. And I think AEW did better when they did that. When they had that, all right, you have the main event title picture, and then you have this other stuff that has a minor program, but you focused on your in-ring work being the main thing. When they got kind of into that, all right, we got 10-minute interview segments, it started losing the AEW feel, and it's like, all right, this is why people are saying you're at WWE Light. Go back to what you did great, because AEW, when they first did it, man, it was awesome. The in-ring work's still there. Quit clouding it too much.
Right. And I agree with you. And I think a lot of people are like that. And I think you can tell the difference now because you can see WWE is doing their thing and AEW like, we don't care.
Yeah.
We're doing this. And for every little jab that WWE throws at AEW, they kind of get back at them. Like, like the blood and guts thing. I told somebody that I thought it was the best move Tony Khan has made, putting it out a couple of weeks out before theirs, because you're going to see the difference.
Yeah.
And when WWE started wanting to make AEW go to Saturdays, well, AEW went to Saturdays, then WWE went to Saturdays. Then they went to the afternoons. I still believe that was the best thing AEW could have did.
Oh, yes.
Because, like I tell people, now after you don't have to sit up to the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can actually go do something else. You can spend with your family, but it's that time in the afternoons. It's great. I think in the future that's going to be more. It's going to be more of the afternoon pay-per-views.
And to get back on like Justin's point here, I want to say like they have the stars that they can push. AEW has the stars they can push to be big stars without having to give them the world championship or even a championship, like Shelton Benjamin, MJF right now, Kenny Omega. They have quite a bit of stars on there to where you don't need to give everybody a championship, but you can make them a big star still. And I think that they have quite a bit of talent on their roster to where I think the 3 shows worked, but it was just too much TV for them.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if they're still doing Dark, because I know that's how they got a lot of their stars out there too on AEW Dark and all that. But
yeah, no, they stopped doing Dark. They were, from what I understand, and it's just rumors, that they were going to start a 3rd show, and it was going to be called Shockwave. And it was supposed to be on Fox.
Okay.
But the NWA had the trademark for Shockwave.
No.
Then apparently, now this is just rumors, Tony Khan decided, okay, since y'all want to do that, I'm going to come out with the national title.
There's the answer back.
And apparently... And I mean, it is the old NWA back in the 80s national title.
Yep.
Just the exact thing. Apparently, Tony and Billy Corgan had a conversation about it, and they squashed whatever problems they had. So, again, now, I like Billy Corgan because he's He's the old school guy, but Tony Khan is too. So they both are trying to do something similar, but Tony has the name NWA, which unfortunately doesn't carry the value that it once did.
Yeah.
And I love these guys. It's when I look at them, I look at just like if I had the ability to have millions of dollars, I would be doing a wrestling show.
Right?
And I'm not like, okay, they're more like me. Okay, no biggie, no biggie. So if you right now, if there's like, okay, we can't do this. Well, no, let me ask you this question first. What do y'all feel about TNA getting the deal with Ace? Was it
AMC?
Yeah.
Did AMC?
Yep, AMC. That's huge. I think that is huge. I'm excited for that just because I think same thing with like AEW, they have a good talent roster. I watch TNA. So I've been able to watch TNA every Thursday and I'm a huge fan. I've been a fan since 2004, 2 years into their existence of TNA. So I went through the hardships of Impact Wrestling and the Dixie Carter stuff and the Hogan Bischoff thing. And I stuck through that. You guys stuck through WCW with the Russo thing, so I don't want to hear it. You guys got Judy Bagwell on a forklift. So
Judy Bagwell's a saint.
I stuck with it up until they kept changing channels and I couldn't keep up. I was like,
that was kind of my thing with TNA too. Was I've seen a little of their newer stuff. I thought the Santana stuff was good. I thought they kind of waited a little too long to pull the trigger on that one myself. I thought, was it Brooklyn that they were in? Oh, that was the time.
Yes.
I'm like, look at the crowd. Why are we not doing this?
I think it would have been perfect if this would have been when they were doing the NXT TNA invasion. You would have had Santana on the first AMC TNA Impact show win the world championship. That would have been, here's your world champion. But unfortunately, they didn't get that deal worked out then. And
who's the champion now, though? And they lose it to Kazarian?
He did lose it to Kazarian.
If you're going for a TV deal, though, and you're trying to close that TV deal, you got a guy that's been on TV a lot more than Santana, maybe. So
it's like that Jericho effect on it.
It could have been kind of that.
I get it. I definitely get it, but you do not, well, and it's two things. You do not sit there and build Santana up like just to take the title off him in his first televised defense.
Yeah.
Now,
it gave you Rob Van Dam vibes. Like, what'd this guy do? Did you get arrested last night? Like, what happened? We need more answers. Like, what?
But see, I was ticked about it, but I said, well, this is a TNA thing. They did the same thing to Josh Alexander.
Yep.
He won it, and then immediately Moose took it off of him.
Yep, they do it a lot.
And I said, okay, this is just them. I think it's still a bad move. And again, I follow Frankie Kazana. I mean, I've followed him for a long time. I think he deserves the recognition of being a world champion. No disrespect to him, but hell, nobody gonna know him.
Yeah, right. The only logical thing I could think of is it because this guy's been on TV somewhere? Because otherwise, I'm with you. I have no idea why you would plan on doing that right now.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the title change.
It was one of those things like you let WWE and NXT kind of bury you anyway. And then you finally get that and you finally build to it. You get the crescendo and then we fart on it. So it really didn't count anyway. Don't worry about it, guys.
That was my whole thing too. It's like, look, you making TNA just NXT forward. They can't
Yeah.
beat nobody. And I get why they're doing it. I understand why they're doing it. It still don't make sense to me
No.
because you're killing them.
And there
Now,
was very little payoff with that showdown.
No.
yeah. It's just like I get it, but and just and I guess I don't think of myself as a WWE hater, but I have a lot of strong opinions about them. And the reason being, they're doing the same thing in AAA.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You take a who you call a mid card act on your show.
And
They can't win it all. You let them go down to AAA, win the titles.
Yep.
Yeah.
What does that say about their stars?
Yeah.
It's the same thing they did with ECW.
Yes.
You remember Taz on SmackDown?
Taz coming out with the ECW championship.
And obviously, I think there was a comment by Triple H when he's like, "Yeah, that was a mistake. We shouldn't have done it. We did it again, so apparently it wasn't a huge mistake." But I guess I'll shake your hand while you stab me with the other one.
and again, and I understand business, and the biggest thing I would say about WWE now, TKO gives a crap about us as wrestling fans.
Yeah.
It's all about revenue.
Yep.
Whatever they can squeeze out of us, they're going to do. Like they don't feel bad about raising the price and said they will continue to raise the price.
Yeah. And it's getting to the point where it's like, do you even try to watch? Because can you afford it? I mean, I just had a baby earlier this year. It's like, that's expensive. I can't really afford to be forking out this monthly subscription right now to watch your pay-per-view when I was paying for a cheaper subscription with Peacock to get your PLE. So and that's a big TKO move.
And again, I get it. They're about making money, and I'm not mad at them about that.
No.
But it's bad when you can make Vince McMahon seem like the good guy in the situation.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
You're not wrong
100%. It's one of those things. I think he always had that "I know where I started from" thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so he connected, I think, more with the fan. Maybe not creatively for about 10 years at the end there, but
Definitely.
at least he could see from the fans' point of view as far as wanting to go see the show. There always had to be an affordable way to do it, one way or the other. They see it as where they started on it. This is all about money, and it's an investment.
And it's going to.
It's not a family business no more. It's an investment.
Yep.
And unfortunately, like you said, the only ones that suffer from that is the fan base.
We all suffer. So,
But as we suffer, I always say this is why the indie scene is so hot right now, because you can take your family to an indie show, leave with merch, leave meeting the wrestlers, and have a great memory, and still have some money in your pocket to pay your bills.
Yep.
And get that chance to say, "Hey, I seen that guy win." That's always a cool moment. So,
and again, I say these things about WWE because they're true, but in the same token, some of their creative is good, and I will continue to watch. But some of the stuff just
See, that's what I've always watched, so I stomach it. It's really hard to watch, but I just kind of I do it. I don't know what it is, but I just never stopped.
You just made every argument I've ever had on our show in that one statement.
I know. I know.
Everything I watched was just bad. I don't know.
It wasn't. I had to stomach the bad stuff. I enjoy a lot of it, but I have to stomach a lot of the bad stuff.
Yeah, and again, I do too. It's just now it's like, okay,
it's hard to stomach it.
I'm gonna stomach it, but I'm gonna do it in my dosage, not
Yep. I do it in a mass dosage, and I think it's just starting to take a toll on me.
Yeah. So, but the one thing I do like I love that they gave the women the mid-card titles.
Yes.
That was great. Now they got the mid-card titles, they ain't doing shit with.
Yes. I've been big on that. You have Chelsea Green, who's one of the most entertaining wrestlers on your roster right now, as the United States champion. And she's doing this thing with Ethan Page. And they have these 2 championships. I said they would be major heels in 3 different countries. Take all those straps for the AAA, the United States, and that North American Championship, and Canadianize those straps. You're making something work with that United States Championship. You're making something happen with these 2 other championships for a different promotion you're promoting and that you're trying to push. And you're getting these stars out there and you're giving them a story. You're actually going to do something with these titles instead of, I'm tired of watching Chelsea Green and Julia and Kiana James wrestle every damn week.
I mean, they had a bigger women's roster. I don't see it's like, look, again, I'm going to say this and then I'm just going to stop. But Becky Lynch loses the Intercontinental title to Maxine Dupree.
Why? Were you about to ask that?
I was gonna ask why Maxine. Again, yeah. I understand they're trying to build her up, and generally, I probably wouldn't be so upset. But you have women that are still sitting in catering that can wrestle much better, that don't get a shot.
Well, then didn't they just play a vignette too on Raw the last Monday of Natty just beating the hell out of her in the ring? Is she trying to earn her stripes, or is Natty about to be the new challenger? And I think she could have gotten that shot. I wouldn't have been mad at seeing Natty win the championship.
Again, I get it. Oh man, guys, this has been great. I'm very thankful that y'all were willing to come on the show. We're definitely coming back next month.
Yes,
awesome. We look forward to that. We appreciate you having us on.
Man, no problem. Go ahead and give your shout outs, plug your stuff. The time is yours, please.
Just want to say we drop every Wednesday, Flipping the Cages podcast. You can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on TikTok. We have a TikTok. We haven't uploaded much on it, but we're trying to get used to that. We're going to take a holiday break coming up from our podcast, and then with the next year, we're going to start doing video. So this was actually a good soiree into us getting our feet wet for the video side of our podcast. So we appreciate that too. But yeah, we just every Wednesday on Spotify and iHeart. That's where you can find us. So,
yep.
Unless Justin has anything else to add.
Nope. We got that coming up. We're going to be doing more video stuff. Hopefully do some live stuff a little bit more, and just kind of keep kicking the tires on whatever fun stuff we can do and see what we can do. So
guys, again, I appreciate y'all. Again, unlike I tell my other guests, because we know you're coming back next month. I was gonna say y'all welcome anytime, but y'all coming back next month. So
so we'll see you again.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, hey, I'm anytime y'all want me on y'all's, I'm
with it. We can make that happen.
All right.
Awesome.
Guys, girls, thank you so very much for joining me this evening. We had a great time, and like always, time goes by so fast, don't realize it. So thank you for joining us. As always, I always tell you, keep 2 paws up and support your local indie wrestling. Please do. You will be very happy and surprised on the athletes that are close around you, and they do love the support. So with that being said, I'm Professor Bear. This has been a Bear's Thought, and we'll see you again.